Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. So I know spring break is coming up in a couple weeks. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
I
I
bet.
think this is a well-needed break. I would say within the first semester. I said before, we really haven't had school like that. But I still think we all need a break from school. Teachers as well. So.
I was just about to say, a lot of professors probably feel the same way. Like sometimes things can be hectic. A lot of the professors we have now have more than just one job, so I'm sure that whenever we do have breaks or snowy days, that they enjoy those days off as well as the students do. What do you have planned for spring break?
To be honest, I really don't have much planned. I was just going to go home, kind of like relax, get caught up on some sleep, and hope that we don't have any homework. So I'm excited about that.
Yes, because reflecting on back to our old times that we met, you mentioned that you have online classes, and sometimes in those online classes they make you read, do certain posts, even over break. They don't really care because sometimes they don't have to grade until Sunday, but you have all them days to do that work until Sunday. So sometimes with those online classes, they try to get you.
Yeah, they do. Luckily, most of my classes are. It ends before we go on break. My counseling techniques class ends before we go on spring break, and then when I come back, I have 2 online classes that kind of picks in. So those would be the 2 online classes that I haven't dipped in yet. So I would love to see how all of that goes.
So are you worried about any of those 2 online classes? Because like we talked about before, sometimes online classes can get challenging because sometimes there's so much work at once. So are you fearful at all, or are you excited for those 2 classes to start?
To be honest, I would say I'm more excited. More so because I kind of feel that they are easy classes that I can manage. They give you like a brief description of what the class is about, but of course, teachers, professors, they, kind of walk away from that and teach it basically how they want to teach it. So, to be honest, I would say that I'm more kind of excited for the class, or to start the class.
And what 2 classes are you taking? Could you remind me again?
It will be
you have a theology class.
Yeah, it'll be a theology class, and then it will be like a human resource class. I believe it's substance abuse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's correct, because that class is offered for B session.
So yeah, those are 2 of the classes, and I think the theology class is I think it's theology of church or something like that.
Oh, okay.
They have so many, I'm actually not sure which one it is. I'm gonna have to go look back on Moodle. But those are some of the classes that I will be taking.
Well, I know for sure the substance abuse class would probably be really good for you, just because I know the professor, and I've had class with her before, and she's really good, and I think that she'll do great in that class.
How is she as a professor?
Well, see, when I took substance abuse, I had her in class. I didn't have it online. But she's a good teacher. It's kind of like she kind of just goes with the flow. There is some exams sometimes. Mostly when I had her for substance abuse, we did a presentation, and then I have her now, and at the end of the semester, we're doing another presentation. So she's really big on visual and stuff like that.
Right. And I would say, to be honest, it's actually good that I'm kind of I'm also taking, as I mentioned before, public speaking. It's good that I'm taking that because I'm pretty sure once I get into my senior year,
Mm-hmm.
there are other classes that I have to take that would require me, because I'm sure, to do like presentations and all of that. So, yeah, I would say I'm kind of excited about taking the class.
Mm-hmm.
And I will have to take her again. So it's good that I'm taking the class with her, so I already know how she teaches
Right.
and all of that. So,
Mm-hmm.
kind of getting my little foot in the door and
Yes.
everything. So,
Well, I think that you'll do fine. What else are you doing over spring break besides just hanging out with family and trying not to think about school?
okay, so my dad, he recently contacted me over the weekend, this previous weekend, asking or telling me to like send him a picture of my driver's license and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and before he was like, if I tell you to send me a picture of your driver's license, basically means you get in the car or whatever. So was kind of like excited about that. So he was telling me that I will be getting a car. So hopefully I drive back with a car after the spring break and everything. So it's kind of like a little process that he was trying to get through and all of that, because he wanted to give my brother like another car and not get my brother's car, which is a 2015 Mazda 6 Touring. So yeah, I mean, I actually drove the car. I actually like it. My friends call me bougie. And it's kind of like, I always say like I like the body style of the car. So I honestly think that I would say it's my type of style. I told my friend that I will be extra bougie now. So they always call me bougie. So yeah, I told her that I would be extra bougie now since I got this car.
That's funny. So what makes you think that your dad wants to give you this car? Like, just because you're ready for it, or you know, worked hard in school, or like that you need it? Why do you think you're getting it? Why do you think that you're going to come back to you with the car?
So my dad, he has always said he wanted to get me a car or whatever. I would say it just kind of like took time. One thing about my dad, he loves cars. So it's like every time I come home, there's a different car in front of the house. Like currently, I don't even know what he's driving right now. Like last time when I left, he had a Jeep. That car could be gone. I mean, just kind of like never know. He just loved cars. But out of all of my siblings, I'm the only one in school. And I would say he has always said like I don't ask for much. Like only thing that I will ask him for is like, oh, can you cut my hair and all of that, because he's also a barber, or something like that. But yeah, I'm one of the kids that don't really ask for much. I would rather work for everything that I have, and I would say I have worked for almost everything that I wanted. So, and I had to go out and get it for myself. But when it comes to a car, I would say if he could take care of that, then I would let him. But yeah, I would say that's kind of the reason as to why I will be, or why he wants to give me a car, because like I said, I'm one of the kids that don't ask for much.
And another thing you mentioned about how, waiting to get a car is like, it's a progress, which it is. There's so much things that come with the car, insurance, you gotta have your plates, gotta be registered, gotta have all these different things,
Right.
So it is a work in progress. A lot of things come with the car, but I do think that I get what you're saying, where you said like you've done so much and you just like want something to like,
Right.
feel proud about, which I do hope that you come back to school with the car, because
Right.
you worked hard. My question I have for you is, where do you get all this motivation from? Like, you say you work so hard, you do all these good things, and I know that you do because I see you, you're my peer, we go to the same school, but I just want to know, like, where does all this motivation come?
To be honest, I would say all of the motivation comes from family, friends, my mother and my brother who passed away 7 years ago. Mainly come from them. I just see, I would say growing up, I would say my family, we have always been the type to stick together and all of that, but it's like some of my family like kind of never they never went to college and all of that. Out of all of my family, it's like 2 that went to college and, I was kind of actually doing something worthwhile. And out of my immediate family, I'm the only one that's in school. So, yeah, I mean, I just think that's where kind of like motivation comes from. Like I have nephews who I want to be a role model too, because it's like sometimes I kind of grew up with no role model, so it's kind of like, and it's like, I mean, I want my nephews to know that, I don't know, just kind of like know that, there are good people in the world. Like, go out and get an education so you could be who you want to be, or like what you want to be. So yeah, I would say that's kind of where I get most of my motivation.
Well, I think that's great that you want to be a role model and you want to change the cycle. You want to prove to other people that you can do more and that there's always things that you can do besides, just graduate from high school or going to college. Like, you want to pursue something after college. You want to keep going and keep going and keep going, which is good. So you have people to look up to you that will do the same. So you kind of broke the cycle. And I did the same too. Like, my parents, they didn't go to school. My older brother, he didn't go to college. Well, my parents went to school, but they didn't go to college. So hopefully my little brother will go to school. But if he don't, like, I know I'm doing something good for myself, and I think that you're doing something good for yourself too. What else would you like to talk about?
I mean, that's honestly really all I came in for. So
I have one more question. How are your grades? Do you know? Like, I want to know how you're doing with all your classes.
So I'm actually doing good still. I'm actually happy about that. Like I mentioned before, we really haven't been having school. So it's like, I mean, grades are just kind of like steady. But I would say my grades are passing grades. So I'm actually happy about that. Yeah, I mean, I just hope to basically continue that process. Like, I honestly want to end off this semester strong and everything, so I can begin the next semester and kind of end off, my little QU experience a little better than I started. So, and I would say I'm actually doing good at that.
So would you say that your short-term goal would be like continue being what you're doing, like continue doing what you're doing now? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for meeting with me again. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.